Welcome back to the news at 10. The atmosphere in Kogi and Bayelsa states is getting more intense as both states look forward to the governorship elections. The electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, will tomorrow, September the 2nd, begin a continuous voter registration exercise. Now, the Commission today announced that the exercise will take place for a period of 5 days in both states. INEC says the essence of the continuous voter registration is for 3 groups of eligible registrants to register in order to vote. This group of people are those who were eligible but did not register before the 2015 general elections, those who are eligible but whose names are not on the voters' register, and those who have attained the age of 18 since the last voter registration exercise. The Commission has asked voters to go to their local government areas between the hours of 8 and 4 p.m. The election in Kogi has been scheduled for Saturday, November the 21st, while that of Bayelsa will hold on Saturday, December the 5th. All right, now let's move over from the environment and take a look at some business for the day. Here's Emana Amawe.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The latest report for Nigeria's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index shows a gentle retreat in the headline reading from 50.6 in July to 49.2 in August. The data, which is coming from analysts at FBN Capital, is judged by the manufacturing company's core variables. According to FBN Capital, 3 of the 5 PMI sub-indices, which include output, employment, new orders, suppliers' delivery times, and stocks of purchases declined in August, while 4 of the indices settled in the negative. The fifth indicator, delivery times, rallied to 61. The return of the index to a reading below the water provides further evidence of the 2.4% slowdown in the economy, the lowest since the rebasing of the GDP. And Nigeria's foreign reserves stood at $31.43 billion as at August the 27th. The data from the central bank shows that the economic indicator has inched up 1.12% from the $31.08 billion of a month earlier. The foreign reserves dipped 20.65% year-on-year from $39.61 billion a year ago. As at August the 4th, a decline from $31.63 billion was noted. The central bank says it's a reflection of consistent dollar sales to bureau the change operators, a step taken to narrow the margin between the official and parallel market rates. Meanwhile, the Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Ahmed Idris, is clearing the air on the essence of the Treasury single account implementation. In an interview with our correspondent, Benga Ashiru, the Accountant General says enforcing the Treasury single account will not cut short liquidity for commercial banks. Mr. Idris says that the plugging of the leakages is the sole aim of the policy.
The aim, naturally, is to block leakages, to block wastages, and to ensure that all revenues that are supposed to accrue to government accrue as and when due, and they are captured promptly. Banks will still play a role because a traditional taxpayer or income payer to an agency will still go to the bank. An individual cannot walk into CBN and begin to transact business. It will still be through banks. But such accounts, which naturally the CBN will control very strictly, will be swept on daily basis onto the TSA with the CBN, domicile with the CBN.
The Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Ahmed Idris. Well, experts in financial and resource management say sustainable development is only achievable in Nigeria through performance-driven economic growth plans that have little to do with oil. The experts who spoke at the annual conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria said fall in oil prices should not be a tragedy for Nigeria, but a catalyst towards inclusive economic reform.
This convergence of chartered accountants from across Nigeria at the 45th Annual Accountants Conference doubles as the 50th anniversary of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, with the main aim of evaluating the contribution of professional accountants to nation building. These professionals are here to brainstorm on strategies for practical actualization of socio-economic development in Nigeria, which is inclusive of all levels of Nigerians.
The nation's economy needs surgical and drastic reform beyond cosmetic privatization of government companies. And this should begin with plugging all the revenue leakages, revisiting and redefining our properties as a nation.
For sustainable development that is all-inclusive, however, economic diversification is said to be inevitable. These experts say Nigeria is not an oil state and falling oil prices is best catalyst for development.
Nigeria should be and is much more than an oil economy. But what has constrained it in the past has been the very fact of rising oil prices. Lower oil prices may prove to be the catalyst for the reform that does bring about sustainable economic development.
Representing President Muhammadu Buhari at the conference, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Finance said Nigeria must be lifted out of poverty and corruption will be fought to a standstill for that to happen.
Let us not thrive on the illusion that the battle for the enthronement of the right values will be easy. Corruption will certainly fight back. But we are resolute in our desire to effect a change in our value system. We will give the battle our all to guarantee victory.
Participants at this conference say Nigeria must be repositioned now for sustainable development that will guarantee a worthy future for coming generations. And this, they say, can be done by putting all arsenals to use and confronting all the challenges, including corruption, mismanagement, and lack of transparency. Omelogo, Nadi Channels Television News.
Well, let's take a look now at how equities fared at the local bourse. The stock market sustained its positive performance from the previous session, settling the benchmark index 1.82% upstick at 30,225.34. Here's Bolaji Akinwale with details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The local bourse pulled a surprise positive performance on the first trading day of the month of September. The benchmark index gained 1.82% to close at 30,225.34 basis points. Market heavyweights continue to top the advances list. Nigeria Brewers had at 5 naira 10 kobo to its share price. WAPCO gained 3 naira 2 kobo and PZ 2 naira 46 kobo per share. On the other hand, investors gave a cold shoulder to 40 Oil, which lost 3 naira 50 kobo. It came ahead of Kona with 3 naira 23 kobo and Cadbury with 1 naira 42 kobo. On the activity chart, bank stocks topped. Axis Bank, Zenith Bank and UBA were the three most active stocks for the day. In total, investors exchanged 7.4 billion naira for 938.2 million shares in 6,065 deals. And that's it on the Stock Market Reports. I am Bolaji Akinwale.
Many thanks, Bolaji. Well, stay tuned for more figures from the global equities markets. That's our package on business news tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Emana Amawe. Ijoma will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
Still ahead on the news at 10, former Nigerian international Segun Odegbami announces bid to become next FIFA president. And that's on sports. Join us again.